Darcy rubbed his hands over his face as he turned his thoughts inward, the open field around him fading away. He focused, inhaling strands of power from the autumnal air. Then he drew the magical forces together and flicked his wrist. To all appearances, a herd of cattle charged across the pasture towards him. He eyed the illusion critically, but there were no telltale flaws, at least none that he could spot. When the nearest animal was a dozen feet away, he blew out a breath to dismiss the vision. The cows vanished. Not a bad performance. Of course, that was the easy part. Beside him, Bingley mopped his forehead, his eyes bulging. "By Jove, Darcy, I was certain we were about to be trampled. I could see the flecks of foam flying from the bull's mouth." Darcy grimaced. "From this view, yes. But watch this." He gathered fresh energy, plaited it into a bundle, then cast. This time, though, the cattle ran beside them instead of at them, giving a spectator's view of the running herd. His breath hissed between his teeth. The same problem as always. The sound of thumping hooves, the cloud of dust rising around them, the bodies of the cows bobbing as they ran, all of those were adequate. But the damned legs. Bingley's brow furled. "Oh dear, I see what you mean. Too many knees, or perhaps not enough?" "And they do not move properly either. The cows are only convincing from the front. From any other side it will not fool even a casual observer. Worse, it would draw attention to the existence of the illusion just when he needed people to believe in it." "Perhaps it will be easier when you move on to horses," Bingley said brightly. Darcy snorted. "Given that the whole point of practicing with cattle is because their legs are easier than horses, I doubt it." He bent forward, his hands on his thighs, breathing deeply. He had to find a way to do this. The price for his failure would be counted in thousands of innocent lives. "I say, adding fire is an excellent thought," Bingley exclaimed, pointing. "I hardly notice the legs now." "What are you talking about?" Darcy straightened, staring. Flames billowed in the distance ahead of the illusory cows. "That is not my work." A tenant must have ignored the message to stay away from these fields. It would not harm his casting, but someone might be frightened by the sight of cattle charging through fire, so he pursed his lips to dispel the illusion. But the cows were already veering away. Veering away? Impossible. Illusions had no mind of their own. He had set the herd in motion, and they should have run straight ahead unless he directed them otherwise. Had he lost control somehow? No, the connection still pulled at him, but there was something else, something pushing at his cows. This was unheard of. Illusions might lack strength, but nothing should be able to interfere with them, or at least nothing he knew of. His eyes narrowed. "Bingley, I did not tell the cows to turn away, and I can sense something out there. A presence of some sort. Is there anything in your books about a power that can alter an illusion?" "Not a thing. Illusions are immutable except by their creator. Are you certain? Perhaps you were just distracted." Darcy glared at him. There was no question he had been distracted of late, distracted by a bewitching combination of fine eyes, sparkling wit, and lively intelligence, but that did not affect him now. Casting took every ounce of his concentration. This was something different, and he had to discover what had interfered with his casting. Even if nothing could save his own life, so many others depended on his ability to create a convincing illusion. "Stay here," he told Bingley brusquely. He released the illusion, and the cows disappeared. Cloaking himself in shadows, he strode off towards the smoke.